Well, no mamajo, eba dina dienso, eba no karinye dina dienso. Nene, dina die eye sononko, etrese, yenya junior mosquito yene no ebe tete enkumo eye enenyi meyi. Na sedi emuni muno no dina die ye start ye ya wada bia enumre abo nonsia ekopem no wote eye da bia eso nti ya etiefo ensenso enfa emaye nene die ye beka ho asem enne eye se ye budget ye kila budget ye freno levy na ansa na guest ebesa ebeba beka mensa no levy communication tax no kura asase double dada enya asem ketewa kra say eduada no ana airtime ne pepepe ne die minim se normal mashup mato nti die wo se mensa kan pepepe na so men konkosha saa enye saa na asem no tie o matu sanie memu kra ema na eni enyan pese o matu sihu se na anka uto oya fancy bisina meme die no network ye MTN ntuto fancy bisa ubenya 303 anase 304 netete bundle no data social ne internet na kasa adeka ho na ade atie na mse me kocheke na yusu se woto airtime ya na ye ma wa yi dada ye be ma wo we bonus ne ye si ateso 50% nke ye half me so men kasa bia men kocheke me airtime afedi me nam 140 something na me frɛ wo mo na mbisa mo mo se de nsese ya mo de aba no no nti saa aban no kra ne o ma saase kra titi yen communication tax ne dada o ma saase tie communication tax no dada enye afe na o mo ba bete nti eba ne saa no na me se enye me pa to okay volume ne ye Uncle Ben me hu so abaso na se nti no say twen na de obetimi abo erem abo aye bia na wobuam abeboa amadwumadie ne so akoso wan nti me checke na chese ya ampa in fact me hu dwire me yie kire say menim say na ade yi
Hello. Hello.
me pa so me so
Uti minka.
me so
Volume volume no very very low. Volume no very very low. Faint. Kasa.
Pacha otemenka. Aha, ene na chese. We no ho enhia biom. Aha. Inti no Uncle Ben study midi ka ekaye no. Omatete communication tax na kura de ye adwuma dada ehu. A enkoyie ntwa yie kura na we no so aba beka ho. Inti so omo di we ni beka ho dia na chese akoyese. Omo obuye abra yesun eno no. Eche say ye okrom a ane ete say JM His Excellency John Dramani Mahama time no. Vice President currently Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Oko Google the biggest liar in Ghana. Ono ebe can say taxation no say we are here or say but from taxation to production. And so no ha sa na e ko mo pese omo no mo opposition ne de na e che se enye na so e ba omo die de eye na Gabi so 2013 ono so kotwara ade bi wo ne Twitter page so I was say for a nation to tax itself into prosperity it's like a man standing in a bucket and trying to lift himself up. Gabi by the handle. Gabi asama okan in 2013. And at 2014, so the Osaka yeni. Or said this is proof that higher taxes don't lead to higher taxes don't lead to more. Say this is proof that higher taxes don't lead to more revenue, but only hurt businesses, customers, and kills jobs. Gabi die no no. Ana yentie 2021 die so die on osan kafa was say Ghana's development paradox. You say you want the country to fix, yet you are against a raising of revenue to get it fixed. Gabi asama wakano no. Inti no to say I say enyumo no ewo ne side ewo the way omo to no. Ana ebebedi obi so side so a ewo the way omo sika no. Che say we ni ye clear say anu a ye de bobosia na nye no a na ye di twa fi say on bedwa o manu ma kasa na de kire Ghana for inti no Uncle Ben then na akafa ho.
Yo Imma-Adiza. We dey da se ni akonya we. Mi jiri se ohun ye de.
Yeah. Yanko pardon.
Say there's a amount for TRC and say taxes can't taxes a tour on my via AGB. Now a tour no ye say ye the baby on mine ye. And yet Bonnie say aban bi beka say oba abe G2. But adiba kwa ese say amanfo hu ni say obi betua eto a eye ne ya pa. Obia no tax is very popular. Nitua no eye ya. But you console yourself with idea eto no ebe ya ama. Ebi ni se wo ekwan pa a wonam so. Eto no yetimi di bi esi school dan. Yetimi bi di si ayare hospitals need the kikanka. So it helps in development. Enuna yeji na yedi govern or mine. But se kobani se timamufuo no omu hu se omu tiatuo no but omu nya services a omu tiatuo no a omu nya hu mfaso a then it becomes disincentive. Idea yes no amanfo will not be encouraged to pay taxes, need levies, need the kikanka. My more typical example. Over the years, drivers omuti tools here and there. This time, no, how much we are getting from the road tools annually. And Ukraine, people are contesting that. But among 4 road tools, they expect say a quina or munam will be more trouble. But young kasa young call ye my muna young a quina de namsu. Potholes, a binumukra, they have developed from potholes to manholes. Anti a cause accident soon they can come. So people are paying all this at work. Do you know say anytime I overquote here you say prepaid electricity bills in this area, you pay for street lights. This I almost say street lights no e wo ho. Say wo ho yes so. Unam kroma bebia yesu. Enti nyama bebre wo ho a ye tua hu to a ye hu ehun faso. Nansen ya kra omusa de buy apart from the fact that ye tu ye ball agua ye tua. The obeba be fa bola no obetua bebi odi be ko no so assemblies no so beji ska omusa de to aba say sanitation tax the amount for say omu friend bola tax but would you call fakru and ask yourself say are we getting value for money? And it is not per se say amount for person or mutua to. But one no a free and some no. It looks as if say it is being collected for something else, for private gains, and not for the purposes for which those levies and taxes have been imposed. We call price build-up. So we call talk fuel. There are a lot of tour every liter bia obe to biano I was LPG crowd kotoa ye wo tour bia ye di apata pata hu ansana wanya the final price a wo tiano final price na wo tiano there is something we call price build up BB plus BB plus BB plus BB tour ni nyama nyina hyehyehye mu ebi wo ho a national health insurance ye wo percentage a ebe yi national health insurance your percentage a be we call get fund. You can't get fund. Send a your school ni niama ye be here wo educational development mu. Enuna enunti na seti get fund. Besa asika nyina yi abanye otisuri get fund ankasa no or the akoji awoa or the akosi awoa aji sika $1.5 billion. That $1.5 billion
to share. As close na or did you tax akese so na or sanso ebu ma ade ni bubu ni mu because if you say die omoje ye yankasa inti no uncle Ben join ya ye de na ebeka ho na ya sanso etie no na etiefo ansa na obe join no na mesa kaya tiefo say omo hwe Nokware ni ewo Wasilina TV so any the umbrella so any ehon keka any Facebook groups bebree so sade medi kan ekae no nti adofo be join mo fa nche me say na me mia so baabi ya so atwade nti uncle Ben asa join mosquito so afrem me ohunu kwan obefa so obewura nti otimi wura mu a ye befa naka ho nti uncle Ben me pa to asomae
Enti the woman say Mati
me
say
pa
wo
cha
go
temenka
meti unka pa wo temenka de wo temenka hello wo temenka
and the network no the way all see buni mo na eden pa se ebu ni mu nti no ye be san try ahwese ye setimi ka uncle Ben na biemu a na wabeto aso ama na efri ye han free ba bia nti no madam eslowsu suji na ja ye life ma ye ne enjoy uncle Ben pa chat me nka ato aso ma me pa chat me te nka pa
okay yeah enti this is an American ese taxes na ye gi no amanfo enya ho mfaso na enkoye se nifa dware benkum so dware nifa ɛyɛ amo wɔ asɛm bi a ɛyɛ amo kan sɛ ɛyi ɛhia ɔkɔmfoɔ ɛhia yarefoɔ aban ɛhia sika sɛ ɔde bɛhwɛ ɔman no so at the same time no so timamufoɔ no so ɔmo so hia sɛ ɔmbɛnya good road ɔmbɛnya good hospitals ɔmbɛnya good schools uti dɛ meka na ase enti sɛ ɔmo yɛ ɔmo fam deɛ yɛgye ɔmo taxes no na aban no ɛnyɛ na fam deɛ a ɛm sɛ then there is a gap ɛyɛ saa na wodi taxes foforɔ bi ɛɛba so a ɛnyɛ adeɛ a ɔmbɛso because ɔmo feel sɛ already no they are paying so much and they are getting little or nothing because ubeko say free ebia some 3 kilometers be opese okosra obi you spend the whole day awo eyimo road no nye need e kankan ubeko hospital no with emergency you better tell say no bed schools no see how people even struggle to get their children and wards into schools, admission acquired the whole governance system, no. I mean, people should enjoy respite. They must also live a life. And abandon, as I said, Sikana award, or be distributed in a way, say, all sectors of the economy, no, it must be felt. One, what can Esla also asem? Usha, omudi bibi by say communication tax. Wu kasa no na ye ti efru. Enu kra no Ghana for omo ampuso omuti bebre e na omuji to mu. Ena aminu kasa yi. Sa communication tax. It has been increased by 50%. Enti ukoto we yi na ubehwa na asa. Kasa bia wa kasa na asa.
Ebro
Enti yeah. So these are some of the difficulties a war system no. And if we don't address some of these things no, you see in so yeah aponchereni a year or war because
no
sika no ni o man no yeti sika so nanso ye bre sika no ni o man no omo bie mu na amanfo hu se omo yeti sika so amba sika no ye hu kakra no so ebeba amanfo obotom no so ye yi sa sika kakra na ewo obotom no enti eto eyi na aba no in fact some people have described it as pickpocketing. Ebinum kra say eyi armed robbery need the kikankan wa say ye di takashi bi eji osika won na momo eyi na omudi ba no eye levy say eye bibia amanfo gidi say ebeba be ha adwen because the way Oma structure the whole thing no, it looks as if every step of the way no ombeti usika no so and bibia yanhwe ne ye a ebe ha adwen bebre in the sense that one kasa would ebia wo save in the bank na afi unhia sika kakra wo momo so a wodi beye transactions ebia you buy and sell. Enti I'm transferring mi ankasa misika from my bank onto my momo account no. So transaction no 1.75 of whatever transaction I will do no. So far as it's above 100 Ghana. is going to be affected.
Sir.
Now, what transfers as can 1.75 no free so. Se see also nipa na wodi na deal no. Was he sendi scan mami who send this as scan 1.75 affected again. Onuso or sendi ama ni suppliers ni sani amaya. The same money no na 80 ko. Meanwhile, the amount for okra edwin ho munti ase ani say. Baby a ye sa transaction no. Die ono efiewura no the service provider no telco no ono service provider na ankasa no a ono ne platform na odi amaye say yemfa nye yi no ono no oji 1%. Na wo ba say upeso the same platform tap into the platform no who dey no akoye 1.7% more than a few wura na ankasa ejuma wura na ankasa. Enti the amount for can say obi adua mango e wo ni fie na wo ba as a tenant. Wo tenant no pese wo di mango no chen e fie wura na wo no ankasa dua ni mango na na. Imma-Adiza yet me ye bibi mani ye yesa. Meanwhile, from all intents and purposes, it appears say government nankasa no omo ankasa atenase no ma design way. It appears say omo into agreement with the telcos nankasa. Eno ani say omo atena omo baby a omo di way abe splashy in the public domain, brought it to parliament, and I expect Ghanaians to swallow it hook, line, and sinker. But when Ghana for no, if they are united and resolute, say they are kicking against something, they can do it. And they have the track record to show for this. Who guys say are buying under this administration, omu yo imagine say, nanka omu di toll levy viva. Kabia say wo road so a you see baba befa empty. They want to tax all drivers. That was kicked against because in the wisdom of Ghanaians, ombet me the sa contract number private individuals who you register with them who can say they attend to you. But and yes sir ombet charge obia na ye ji obia sika. Meanwhile, Sasikaya Ombeba Beji Ombeba Bekacho say hotline, Ufre hotline Nukra, and Yadia will be very responding. So, in effect, if people in the country feel say their needs are being addressed, their expectations are being met, then it will energize them. It will encourage them to pay. They will come out from their comfort zone to do the payment. And I think say so far no omo mismanage economy no. And omo ankasa omo anu nsem kire say if we don't allow this momo, they allow this momo transaction now, it is going to affect payment, salaries, ni wages, ni the account come. Imma-Adiza, momo yi, ahina abayin expertise of Benya from this momo. It is 6 billion Ghana cedis. And our expertise say, Obenya every momo. Na sa 6 billion yi, Auditor General's report, the latest one at that one. And Nunkwa HRS sika that has not been accounted for. But what mean that there? Because my own say we are trust network. Okay.
Na network in but yeah.
Yes, okay. Yeah, yes. Now, the Yemi can say Omu expected 6 billion Ghana cedis from this Momo transactions is ka on person munya. Now 6 billion bisa who say then ya discover say even before they kickstart the collection of this revenue. I bet that Hopefe say they are going to pay 240 million to Nkrofo Ombe contract woman to collect those monies on their behalf. Now, Anyabia, can't this government come in contract with a friend saying, telcos, no? Service providers, and say, Mumu G 1%, Misumi G this percent, and therefore, ye Kamboma, this is the percent, not scannable. Government gets its share automatically. Do we have to bring in a middleman, pay him huge sums of money that will reduce sika ye expecting from that Momo tax nana? I mean, sometimes you don't need to be an economist. There is something that we were gifted by the Creator, and that is common sense. A simple common sense. Because I don't see why a middleman should come into this. Just as Yekwakoto Edru Efri Amanoni, Russia. Edru a $10. And drew $10 crab, we rough it to be $10. We went and contracted a middleman, and we are being told that the amount is $19. Nanka yedi bebuye ena yachi womu hands down. Enukraponu yamfanko parliament. There has not been any procurement. Nothing. Enwani say ye fire chi. Na yako fire drobiaba. Yebe wuwa. Nobody is there to test whether a drone a war bottle no man na say a ensu. Ye wo we are na calculate say this is the amount we have spent on Sputnik V vaccines. And the can say we want to ensure value for money. We think we are paying so much. This government has gained so much, and a better proper say without even Momo tax, they should be able to govern the country. They should not come and tell Ghanaians say, "Oma nya Momo skana omuntimintiaka." Then something else must be accounting for that, and not the Momo. Imma-Adiza, ye can't government revenue. They are in two folds. Government revenue, no, sika eba ufutu. And then the other leg of it is expenditure. So you can't just be expecting money without taking the look at expenditure. There are two things. So one share expenditure. That means sikanu beba. But sena ube yusu no nyama bebre be sofa. So fa amount for ministers ne nneɛma and you use it for consumption. And one say, yeah, consume, the country will never grow. I've always said, say, it makes economic sense. Say, Ubeka say, me tia teacher training allowances, me tia nurses training allowances. These are popular measures that we will take it. People will clap for you, collect those monies, and spend it. But don't forget that the monies you are using in paying those allowances could have gone into building permanent structures for these very people to come and work in. You could have used some of this money in building schools, in building hospitals, so that omu teacher training now, they have permanent jobs, and these permanent jobs, it will increase productivity. Omusu work job they are captured at the formal sector, and those people are easily, targeted, and you get taxes from them. But you use most of this money, pay these allowances, they hail and clap for you. But at the end of that training, they will come and picket at the Flagstaff House or the Jubilee House, asking for employment, only for Osafo Mafu and Kenoforata to tell them that the public sector is full. There's no place for them. And ye catch them who say, Mu chiches asikana, it's okay. You wait match it. Just like Yema NAPCO for allowance of 700. That sikana wudi ma omono. You have to measure it by the productivity. What is their output?
Sir.
That is commensurate with sika wutia womono. Say output no ye lower because ebinum ko 1990 ho ye mo juma nje. Ebinum kra si ye di omu ko baby so omu ko ye juma. Nkrofo na omu ye juma wo ho no feel say ye mo omu chance a obeba beji ni juma efri ni nsem. So some of them are not even given the opportunity to try their hands on anything. Until 1990 at the end of the month, meanwhile, you could have used this money in even finishing some of the uncompleted projects Mama left behind and make it productive. That is how Amaimanyina they grow. Exactly. And taxes here omudi air buying it points to one thing, Imma-Adiza. The only thing that it points to is the fact that Omako pim and pim no oma pim no, they don't have good books, their balance sheet is so bad, and it has become unattractive for any financial institution to lend them money. Because ansana obi dini sikabe maun say wo bo obusian. SSL was steady wo asset and liability. Sika eba wo futuom. Any sika SSL wutia. Ye cheki eyina. Ye share wo interest payments. Any amortization no ye a car wajiji no, some of them have matured for you to pay. In Sinhunu enu na ye interest no. amortization yes sika I am matured say esese wotua ye hwe no mu na ye hwe wadwuma ye fo aketia there's nothing left. So what it means is say infrastructure will suffer, other sectors will suffer. Na infrastructure ya ebe suffer ye wo bibia ye di ato road fund ni nyina no so omu di akọja wo agi sas ka no long time sika ye yi no kakra say ye di beko educational factor sector no get fund no enu so mu di akọja wo enti for the next 10 years or so no sika na eba sa afoto omu ni nyina no is channel to pay nkrofo a omabo obusia no. And this is the real situations are your home. So the only thing for them to do is say they will punish Ghanaians for their failure, their mismanagement of the economy, the crass incompetence of how they manage the economy. We should bear the brand. Yena say yembetia saakam because omoba aban mo pe na ye ka kire mo say reduce your expenditure, cut down on expenditure. They wouldn't listen. Ministers to deputies bebre presidential staffers bebre even say see akra ye kasa ya or wasanya second term he wouldn't learn lessons from it. Or share we aboa me pa sefa kan aboa me pa ma me fa no ko ha no no so di kakra your friend is saying guy owo Metro TV we good evening ono so Paul Adumochiri no yemfa omo ono so aboa me kakra ma me fa no ko tu ha wo na one guy or entertainment ono so ya command no deputy say he ought to satisfy certain people. But these are the times that we should see the government cutting down on Mark Okreku Mante. Omunyina no wa hwehwe post bi e di ama omunyina. Yeah. So the whole thing is that
Ben, Pachatemenka.
Me too.
Me say, Keno Foriata, ansana, or the budget nebekono, or say or no dear, or kind of brofumu say. So what Ken Oforiata was actually saying was, please just let me meet the minority leadership. I will make them an offer they won't and can't resist. I swear I know them. Just give me the opportunity to meet them. We do this always for them to come along with us. Not just say, Anna Omie or Sanso said, then when he met two of them, we started hearing 1% e-levy is acceptable. Could it be that, could it be the NDC minority has been compensated? Because I said, nah, why you don't know? I'm a walker. What can I say? Eja NDC for idea. Onyado nensafa nanofa omo kakra bia omo penoko fiu.
Imma-Adiza asema waka no.
Anka 1% no.
Yeah. Yeah, no. The whole thing is Omobe ready budget. He had all the time in the world. He had ample opportunity to make the input that he's talking about, to make the consultations and whatever engagements he wanted to do. No, he had all the opportunities to do this. Me can't wait because this is one budgeter that has attracted wide attention, broad-based attention. Me can't broad-based. You find GMA for higher input. You're from saying GPRTU for TUC for just say all the civil societies obia de nidie aba. And one would have thought that he would have engaged them on those levels, take on board some of their concerns so that he will make an input into the budget. But MPP for sometimes there are times how feel say, one, it is the old parliament where they had overwhelming majority. Omudi bibia bahoa within a twinkle of an eye. And funny say within 4 minutes and I bibisa no. Yeah, the 4 hours to me passing a major deal be. Ugo kan you see it is parliament who approve it. Say this is a hang parliament. Hang parliament, chamber with one independent person. Now, when one fa omasem anyasem di ono peno and otro egu papers no di baye. But Odibaye, on the day when the budget was supposed to be approved, Omunim said they didn't have the numbers. Omunim said somebody was missing amongst them. Enti ankanipa no baya ombenya 138 as against NDC 137. Enti sekoye 137 137 by law say yedi call vote mu na ni nyina ko is dani 137 against 137 whatever agreement or motion there is is termed lost. Se mubo de kanenu ye friend bracket. Say bracket bamwa and I say a paya next say the motion is lost. Next say ya boygu. Enti omu sa danger no. Enti di omu SS omu ye ni say omu find this strategy bi. Na strategy ni say omu per se they wanted to buy time. Afe na omu catch the speaker say ye man kwan na onko ye more consultation. Na consultation no so already no NDC for no bibia kosu dada. Yeah, bibia kosu dada where people suspected, because I don't have the evidence. People suspected say they have been compromised. Now, entina inkrofo bebre o mobile vetting no o mutimi passing one. That is the suspicion, and the anger is out there. But enono the matter we are dealing with now has to do with the fact that say omo passive sa budget now. The ordinary person on the ground will feel it. Say Imma-Adiza ya pasi ebia hawa kumsi numuni ni amano unshe dantini papa. but sesi a ye passes our momo ya. The next momo transaction will year from next year, no, you will feel the impact. It will bite you very hard. And people are very, very agitated and very aggressive on it. NDC for na omu can say
na ene so
asenso buachi a woye na me ka say asenso buachi a woye housing minister Emma assurance say budget here ye ba be ready it will incorporate BB for the tidal waves now asin the Kenoforata by there was nothing of that nature. So the NDC insisted, say, making sure, say, there is provision for the people in, your friend is saying, water region, air tidal waves. Now, when Yebeti say, Napua Kotina Asempa FM, say, Onu Wontia say, NDC for air calling for inclusion of relief a year budget for tidal wave victims. Now say Ofurata nim not the BB Sashema, he will personally lead a demonstration in the Ashanti region against that. Yeah. But one or see reasons already money said there have been floods in Ashanti region. If there have been floods in Ashanti region, nobody stopped you from pressing home the needs of your people. Nobody prevented you. You represent them, and if they have a problem, you table it at the appropriate forum. And it's a one year would na obi dia. Why do you have qualms with this? For you to say you were going to demonstrate. That means the people, they don't deserve anything, Anna. Fair. I think 2017, BBC was Celerion. There was heavy rainfall and there was mud slide. Can you imagine that Ghana, led by no less a person than the vice president, led a delegation, government delegation to Celerion to make a donation of $1 million worth of items to the people of Celerion. Some time ago, so BBC ewo Haiti, almost nya disaster visa. Ghana went there and donated. I'm not for a moment saying say a bad thing for you to go and help your neighbor if aturiam chebi etuna. It is a good thing. But that guest channel, we say charity begins at home. And that guest channel must also be enjoyed by the people at home. Why is it that mudslide aba in Celerion, yatimi ako donate amount, ebiasi wo Haiti, yatimi ako donate amount. In fact, there was fire. One building be in France, the Frère Notre Dame. Our president tweeted, commensurate with the people of France. And you have in your country over 4,000 people displaced by tidal waves. We have not seen government delegation moving to that area to assess the damage and the carnage. Nothing. And when you say, yes, not move for uncle, but what has happened over there esunchen not bunankasa.
Sir.
Enti the can say omunfa sa tidal waves no enka budget no. Enye saa enya ade a yebeji atom. Apart from that too, one of the key things yegina so far has to do with Ejapa. Ejapa no Imma-Adiza, look at the irony of it. Of your mineral resources there be every afibia yenyahu kakra a your friend royalties no. Omusi eba no sopi. Enti omu ko akoji sika puduo bi. Wohu omu koji omu de yanu so kosi awa na omu agi sika puduo bi. And then for the next 15 years or even more no.
Sir.
All those royalties yedi sa form some company bi. Na company nusu yenye ade a yekwa register no Ghana. Na Ghana for anya etuo efri ho anya humfaso. Omudi ko tax haven. Ye kan tax haven na. Baby a wobekwa register wo company a yenji wo etuo bia. Wo books ni wo niama a wo ye no ho no. Enya ade a obi betimi aba se or ye auditing of niama wuye anase wunye. It is shrouded in secrecy. And this is what we call offshore investment. Sa offshore no ebi wo Jersey. Na sa Jersey no ho no mpese omuko register Ejapa. The bisa ohun say aban a wo hia futuo, wo hia taxes in your governance. You want to make a Japan. You don't want to register it here or Ghana. Send a bear Ghana for Benya Humfaso. By way of taxes. You are going to register it in Jersey to deny Ghana from getting any tax from that investment. In penny for Omuda sa a Japanano no. Whining. They are not forthcoming. They are not, just say, they are so economical with the details of a Japan. The amount surfaces be. Meanwhile, they are rushing through to pass this Japan. And omu ye in Shishaye say, directors ni amount be manage Japan. Nobody has the right, even if there is a change of government, to come and effect any changes needed. And for all this, we think say it is untidy. In fact, omu ankasa omu special prosecutor Aomudi Nebaye Martin Hamidu. He did risk assessment on a Japan and was he no. It's marks of corruption. Enti enya dia esese ye jito. Enti omu yes o ma suspending the kakra. Only for them to bring it back in this budget. Say a japaya no mpesa omudiriko. Enti yesu ya jina say a japayi say wo budget no ma enya dia ye beji atum. Ansana e-levy so a maka ho asemi. Na e-levy no enye momo no pe. Any bank transactional nipa beye bia no this 1.75% no will affect it. Enti say workers wo ho na omu boss to omu ka o tua sika na each one of them no 1.75 no will affect na wonya sa sika no na afi na wo transfer bi akoma unana bi anase bibi saa no. So just imagine along the line sika ebe from enti NDC for no ejina say yeah this nanka ebe 5 or so, but they cut it down to these 3 that they want to ensure.
You know, this winning yanka we no many different afang.
No.
Baby aya bedri. Say omo no ka say omo ye better managers of the economy. Ana the senior intino senka NDC na o anka mo befa ye beba bedru ananka ye betra ho. Every say yet sika so. Na so comedy intino nka edi anhyehyɛ na nka wo betimi dey attend things around and can music.
Imma-Adiza, the NDC a year sana nkrofo iba omu betu aso anka enye Ghana ni. Imma-Adiza, hwe hospitals a mama asisi bebre Ashanti region kwano hospitals bebre afare ni de keka nkan tepa no mu ni kumewunum hospitals bebre se den a ebefa nurses bebre ebefa doctors bebre ebefa lab technicians physicians ebefa paramedics drivers until at least people will get work to do. Schools are CCCC bebre would have completed them. Look at the housing project left to rot at your friend is saying Sagleme. National census now we population census the number of people are omuda kios money nyama in Crown Bontin Suni Kumasi Bontin enye asankitwa. Meanwhile, these are 5,000 housing projects if we complete it, a very reduce and give people decent accommodation. It's a whole township. But Abroni Bayenti, we left it to rot just because enye ya buying a chassis. Look, let me give you a typical example. Answer now, Professor Mills Beban. Now, compact 1 from United States, or Master T a year road, this N1 George Bush Highway. George Bush Highway, at Mills Bayern, he came and completed it. He didn't say, I didn't start it, and therefore, because they will credit Kufuor, so I wouldn't do it. He finished it and set a very good example by inviting Kufuor at the commissioning of that project. Every year, we all ply that road, irrespective of whatever political party you belong to. So our road, Ufa, Accra, from Yenfani say Accra Mall, Ebesi, call La Paz, Achimota La Paz, I mean, when we came, Buidam was at 30% complete. Next one, Becca said, Kufone CNT, we leave it to rot. 30% complete, we made it complete and operational. It is to give us 400 megawatts of power. Sa power, eba, enye Ghana for nyina na be benefit. Would they distribute the power to NDC households? No. Ebeko, the whole township, people will use it for development and economic activities needed. So what we are saying is that say anka bedu baby ayadri, because all the rating agencies omo report answer na MPP beba no omo hu say kwan na ye nam so no investing in capex, which is capital expenditure, capital projects. Most of these capital projects will get matured and pay for itself. Because at Waboy, it will pay for itself. And be additional government. The same like Terminal 3. Terminal 3, it is paying for itself. At a point in time, a canning be free. It has created a lot of employment and it has enhanced our dignity as a country. Because among for Bamwa, wow, is this Ghana? Obias Ndajwenu. Apart from that, port expansions, Tema port expansion, Takoradi port expansions. Look at the markets. One uko Kotokraba market. Now uko Kejetia need the come. Many places. We made the market and look at the road networks are roads are it will enhance productivity, economic activities, contemporary. But they smell corruption. All road works, stop work. We are coming to do auditing and then. Nothing was good chase. And the whole issue has to be said. Anka end this in a war. Yankofa PDS and family and friends. Now the third tranche, we have to invest in the energy sector from the US and boy. And because of their mismanagement in Yamano. Mwako mudi akoma nkrofo emrana eshisha hono echiro say this is condition precedence. Say conditions are woho ansana yedie ina maonie you have to satisfy ABCD. So condition precedence Oma ntimi anye na yedie ina maomu oma jiji sasikai up to now even they have not accounted for it. Yewoho anka PPA. PPAs are wrought here, a course of PPA. People would have been punished for that. Look, Mami Mouth, typical example. Mi pacho, ahine eton chinchinga. Chinchinga ahine eton. Pampers, and diapers, ahine eton. Ahin, what is the value of it? Mills bar. Mills bar. Good. Mills bar by the first guy as a victim. Ye victimizing ye go ni ho fin. Up to a net metenasi a medun ho amintiase. Your own Mubarak Muntaka. Yesi wakoto chinchinga man a girlfriend. Wakoto Pampers their man girlfriend. And I was asking myself, say, abayin sika ahin na ubekwa kwa wia dia koto chinchinga no ni bo ya ahin eye nantwe mu ana said ye go ni hu fia in order to have peace to rule ye no free the Ministry of Sports. These are sensitive government. If anything has any coloration of corruption, they take action. Bisaun said the quantum of corruption under Nana Akufo-Addo, even when we cut them pants down, say Ameri, Omwa adi $800 million. And ye Ghana cedis, $800 million. And no crapono, Omusi, I was misled. And that was the end of the story. Meanwhile, they were the people who were criticizing Muntakase, Wakowi Chinchinga, Wakoto Pempas, among the girlfriend. So I was asking myself, say, how much is the price of Chinchinga? And now I say Pempas. A parliamentarian cannot use his own pocket money to buy unless he uses government money. NDC time, Obiatina ho aka say, manya $1 million a mean free politics. Enti se mi okuani na mi si manya $1 million a mean free okuyo jumamu. Does this tantamount to corruption? But because wakan bibi saano, people think say there is the high propensity say she will get corrupt, and therefore ye yinuchi tunchen. Utiremi Victoria Ama, and ye yinu tunchen. One of our own buga peleno. Omunsem by Manasseh Azuri. What did in some or blow we didn't go after Manasseh Azuri. We think that Omunyina boa the media no Omunyina boa so that we can throw light on the powers that be so that nothing untoward happens. And we took him through the process. Yankoye say debia judge we yempe judge we yedi sena omuye omuniamano say ene Kennedy Japan wako didi judge bi atem yekwa yesi we na ya we case no yamutu yanye bibisa those legal gymnastics no, we didn't engage in that. We allowed the judiciary to work. Our own Ekobani said he was found guilty. He went in. That is governance for you. Ben Crawford we watching Ukraine bust contaminated oil. Ayira bebrebe. San Crawford no nyina ninam ho. Government contracts are yachi nipa desenia. War transati war ton dongomi. Sa nipa no ordinam ho. Anas expose Charles Bisu caught on video facilitating illegality in Galamsey work. Omunyina ninam ho. Bibia yebekle. So we are saying that sena yeye bu omainu, we wouldn't have come to this. Because they are now in an economic mess. Omunim bebi ombekwa konya sikadi aye bi ombetimi aye. Omajo omanuma yeba yebe we Imma-Adiza bisa hu bola tax from margin oma promise ye say at the end of the 4-year term of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Accra was going to be the cleanest city in Africa. Udia bisa hu say Africa no dia esundodo. Is Accra the cleanest city in West Africa? So West Africa so esundodo a bisa hu say is Accra the cleanest city in Ghana? And the whole thing points to the fact that you came and said we should come and pay Bola tax. And the taxes bebrebe yeji Imma-Adiza ewiasa fananyina. What they are doing is giving stimulus no say yes so amount for us say ye individuals, say ye families, say ye organizations, say ye ejumako abino bombody in these times of COVID to cushion them, to keep them afloat. Ghana is the only country ubeba COVID aba amount for a struggle. they are rather imposing COVID tax on the citizenry. Meanwhile, because of COVID, Marco assessi rapid facility from the IMF, $1 billion. How will you apply these funds? $100 million from the World Bank. How did you apply these funds? Masa Tinaho, visionary, President Mahama, will feel on himself. Dachi yehu be kika yenti na yeja ye moyre. Enti ono ako create stabilization fund. Say ye oye sika na ye bano. Mayen feel say oye sika no enye oye no bibia dachi no we will wake up and we'll have oil no more. Oil na wo ho no enya ade a ebe increase biom. Dachi year two no ebe duru mebi no na oil ne ho biom. Enti yemfa sika bi nto ho. Na se nyama eye dia we fall on that money. Enti sika ne ba ye chemu miensa. Ye di baako no na ye di baako so to ho ama chiremba. Enti ye no ye friend no heritage fund.
Sir.
And then ye di baako so to ho ye friend no stabilization fund. Say ebedru turbulence time economy no aye din niama nko ye niama no we can use it to stabilize the economy. Eno na ye susu kakra. $217 million President Mahama or yes susu di tu oyi. Nkrofo ya fa COVID hu e di akoyi scanning nyina. If you ask them to properly account how they use this money, sir, they can't tell you. Yeah, when she said you don't have to go and borrow monies from the Bank of Ghana. Omafa COVID nunti Omako Bank of Ghana akoyi 10 billion Ghana cedis. How they use this money, we can say. Omankasa Trust Fund Oma set it up. Sika abem left, right, and center. Civil societies, individuals, companies, whatever. Sasika nyina no Imma-Adiza bisa omu say afahin. Afesu a omu this time de omu ye omu bibia ebeka yesu a ye wa manoni so ebeka ye. Afesu a yesi ye bafia yentua we ye Ghana ni a ubetua $50. We ye West Africa na ubetua $50. Any other national no $150. Imma-Adiza imagine say obi ni yiri ni ba omo ba. Let's say $450 who they are to ho. And yes, they are even conducting the superior test, which is PCR. It is the inferior one. Our test, the cheapest one, antigen test. That is what they are conducting. Meanwhile, whooping $150. They didn't go for procurement as established by law. Law no require no. Ube transactions say now especially it involves foreigners. You have to go and seek parliamentary approval. Uko Article 181 clause 5. Eda hopifi omanye wenu munyina. Eno ani say ye beti say ye see ye di einama frontiers. Now frontiers no one na shase who are they accounting for? How were they selected? Meanwhile, we have the capacity as a country. Your capacity no Nuguchi Memorial wo ho Uko Kumasia, these were the people who were testing people all along. But some underground dealings are nobody should see, you know. Yakofa Nkrofo Afri baby, you see from frontiers. And you do go airport. Any flight a bell and Dibiano, cocoa harvesting mom. We don't know how every flight that will land, passengers or the webano, yesika mom. And you have to pay online before you even embark. Uber online. Yeah, they are using even COVID to make millions and billions of money. We don't know. Pathetic. Say your pandemic man for doing how to survive Ninyama. Businesses are going down Ninyama. For some people, and that is why Ghana remains the only country still omu land borders omatum. Reason why omatu land borders I can tell you for a fact, say they want to compel people to come into Ghana by air. And who free Togo no person over Ghana since I have two border you'll be compared to fly. And when you fly, you have to pay the $50. Who free Nigeria now Obama or close border you are compared to fly. This is the motive behind why they leave the what's it called, our borders shut. Otherwise, the days are
Ode wanu si wa ha amaya the next topic no so I best something.
Okay. And Imma-Adiza, the whole thing has to do, say, budget here abai. Your concerns be pre, but concerns we have focused on the tidal waves, Ajapa, and the e-levy. Now, NDC for no, say people have trust, say they are the only people yebetimi ayuzu to fight this unbearable hardship that they are trying to visit on Ghanaians. We are already undergoing penury. We are undergoing excruciating hardship. And we don't think, say, they should come and submerge us under waters. What we want to do, we say, we are going to use a united voice using the parliamentarians, say, Obuna Mbetimi, a block away, amaye. And this is not the time, Yeshufe MPR, I'm in my constituency, I have traveled, I have headache. This time around, they must be always present. Because in Krofo say we are called for treatment, and that is the time they will try to come and do anything untoward. And catch the leadership in parliament. Now saying omuye statements that didn't go down well with the grassroots. That is why people are thinking, say, some of them are compromised in commerce. But the point is that in Krofona yeni omu dealing, omu nye Krofo omu pe diplomacy. Omu nye Krofo udi omu beko say you are doing gentleman's negotiation. The point is that you need to stand your grounds, and that grounds, what they should understand is that Ghanaians are firmly behind them. omufa microphone enko krom na omunko bisa amanfo say, do you want momo or you don't want? Na saying one who their drivers for year, they stood their grounds at least half a day. Crowd muko strike no. A Kpabitey very hard. The impact was well felt. And I think if Ghanaians come to united and demand for something, believe me, it will be done, because the saying still stands that the power of the people is stronger than the people in power. I rest my case.
Me da say, inti no, second topic no, asempa, say, obi adane ne ho adwo asafo. Emma wakora parliament na yehwe communicators wa MPP mu said omu si defend asem no a enya asem ketua obi kra se adwo asafo pe makeup pa into that time no ye kana se abronye anekai wo say adwo asafo pe makeup pa into no makeup no a no pentem no wantimi anye inti na colors ni ye different no na minim say body ni nyina yetimi ye makeup no because body ni kra difference wom and so sa excuse no any omo keke ka ho na de say excuse ni ma ade no so obvious and clear say nipa na na enye ono a obi anim the way a adwo asafo ne kon asi atwitwa fefefa ene ba kono so the way ananim etie na difference ne so enso ye defend the yes yenhwe yenye nhwehwemu na edie na akafa ho
Imma-Adiza, asem we won me bompaye keke say what is being alleged, what is being said, what is speculating, enkoye say enye nokre. Me bompaye say emane enye nokre. Imma-Adiza say ekoba ni say asem a ye ka ho asem yi eye nokre a, what do you think will become of Parliament? Imagine what it will become of Parliament. The disgrace, the credibility, the name we call August House. Me hu efia ebeba be bata Parliament is just unimaginable. It will be just mind-blowing. And it may bompaye say it should turn out that nipa na ye hu ye no eye adwo asafo. Imma-Adiza, MPs bebre wo ho a ye nheda nnim wo mu. MPs bebre wo ho me ankanye tidal waves here by ye. Ankanye tidal waves ye MP Jifa Gomashi, is it Jifa Gomashi? Anka minim no. Minim no. I mean, there are a lot of people who have even not heard their name before. But when it comes to Adwo Asafo, because of ni papa ninti wodi fa so wodi be ye MP ni niamai, the name was always out there. Yebe man ministerial position to man procurement. And we thought that even procurement, she was coming to man, it will end all kinds of procurement abuse in the past. You see, this time we have a minister responsible for procurement. Now, and some breno sukra na ye abuse procurement chain emrebia. But that is besides the point.
Mm-hmm.
Tama omudi sa kenofurata di eyino ba parliament a yeko approve no. She wasn't in parliament. They are rejecting budget no. Not only parliament. She was the very reason why they were calling for withdrawal, buying time. Senebeya, by the time they will say they will finish that consultation, they will put their house in order, make sure they have the numbers to come and push the budget through. Now, Tuesday, after the budget was rejected, our Musi Omu Babe overturning budget. Yewohoana videos no started say circulating. Kaneno eba in the form of picture. Na enemre munusu because of social media anti. We feel say there are certain things that could be Photoshop they can't count. But there were real videos that came to play. And the Ajwa Safua that we know. Imma-Adiza, maybe, and just maybe. In fact, and if you look at the sequence of events, you look at the demeanor of her colleagues. If you look at some of these videos, it tells you so much. Obetina Senusu, like the Ajwa Safua we know, the gestures and Ninyama Biyono was not the Ajwa Safua we used to know. Now, is it just by coincidence, say, Obeka say, ye say, enti, watam ni bag, say, woko. Na obisu kwa yekojano kwine. And from the videos and pictures we saw, no dear, I am not convinced, say, that is the Ajwa Safua we know. Nyamin Chadiano, the next day, the real Ajwa Safua that we know was in parliament.
Mm-hmm.
So, within one day, I know it is possible, it's doable, but there are so many questions people were asking. The hairs we saw the previous day, the hairstyle in Niniamanu. Minka said it cannot happen. Those things can be done. But it was one thing that people could use. Apart from that, I heard from one source say, Omumu Bakun eshe ring mienu, ena Bakun eshe Bakun. I'm here to know who was wearing 2 rings and who was wearing 1. The chain we saw with a and when you make us say a bibia mishe 2 rings, met me ayi bakundi atuho. My hairdo, madie, the next obey rasta, the next moment or she Brazilian hair, and omuktimiko weave on nisanya my. We know all these things could happen. But all these things aside, the facial look no, I beg to differ. And the woman say we shouldn't allow this to die a natural death. It looks as if NDC started raising this issue and now they seem to be moving away from it. When you do so, you allow this thing to die a natural death. And that is why I am particularly happy, say, ASEPA, Omuye think tank organization, they have lodged a formal complaint. So in the House of Parliament, for us to conduct a forensic investigation to ascertain the truth or otherwise of what transpired in Parliament on the said day. Because one, say eno bamwa eno chire say other they cloning no a scientific year yet timidly reproduce nipa fufuro yet me ye wom but a ban of human beings are just say yama permission no for human beings to be cloned. And yes, I mean him say Madam Fobi or Nobema ya clone Michael Jackson. But ye man who quine. Madam Fobi or no Michael Jackson dear just say send or pay Michael Jackson no home. Meaning say anka ye man who quine pa anko bema ya clone Michael Jackson amano. Nanso or tiemi me kasa yokra or tiemi. And the woman say whether we succeeded in cloning Adwa or yet it be different. And no obroni friend impersonation. And in the August House of Parliament, say ye be impersonating obino. A grave crime. And say Adwa Safo Ankasa is on record to have said, say, Onua Ena Oba the previous day. No? If it turns out that she wasn't the one, it has also its own implications and ramifications. And we should push hard for this investigation and ensure we come to the logical conclusion of it. And yes, look, the people that we are dealing with, they can do everything and you cannot imagine, say, bibia just to get whatever results they desire. We are talking about the Matimehu group. Uko Omwabako Semwa. Very interesting. Enti one, Omoba Enu, Omwankasa Akan say ye pese yenya half of the people present to form the needed quorum to pass a bill. So I needed quorum. The speaker, sitting speaker, no, presiding speaker, no, accounting on one kasa as part of the members who were present. Imma-Adiza, it is so. You see, Yebabe Bobo 11-11. Uti the mekanasi. And referee no I say oba no wamba na sesia team no ba ko ye ni player no say onu nye referee a onu kan no ho aka team no ho. Meanwhile onu no on bobo no be he cannot vote. Oni vote o na say onu as a referee no say go be a want me shebi e ba no debate na he can't debate. But he's counting himself among the team almost elbow against the other team. I mean, how illogical can these people be? And there, can I say, if in your own wisdom, Moma can say what the NDC did was unconstitutional. Say BB unconstitutional, and you want to cure that unconstitutionality. There is only one forum established by law. There is only one forum where constitutional matters are dealt with, and that is the Supreme Court. So one would have thought that if you think that breaches, there have been abuse of the Constitution, there have been breaches of the Constitution, you should have taken it to your favorite house where you feel more comfortable in dealing with matters, the Supreme Court, and go and table that issue. And when they make a pronouncement, whatever pronouncement they make becomes law. But mankasa mumfa mupe na makotena ho na mukwa akotena ho no so who say amongst you there is somebody who appears not to be the one we thought is the mimiti no kra ni say adwo asafo anankasa no wowo as a MPP ni na konya. This is the lady who is being shown where to sit. Oba edusu obewie ni bibia no so watam ni ba. Ye hu ni structure and form no. Hey, is this Adwo Asafo? MPP for mu the assemble?
Yes, sir. Yep. Adwo Asafo Pro Max.
Yeah, Imma-Adiza, so baffling. So baffling, and we need to take the country so serious. The say Ekobani say your friend is saying you don't have the numbers, you don't have the law on your side. Don't push for this. Can say we still stand by the fact that this budget has been rejected and it is yet to be overturned. Granted, say Oma approve budget now. Ye will be a friend appropriation. I feel na the nitty-gritties, ye the way we call her, and also it needs another approval. And it's almost starting on that note, and now minority leader Haruna Idris will catch you say omu person omu come on anything that they bring on the appropriation, there's going to subject it to a vote. There wouldn't be anything like consensus. Now yokoyenu vote certainly Ebeko, your friend is saying people will vote on party lines. But some of the good faith or mudi akumapa any adrimpa back to the table. That is where you build bridges. That is where you build consensus. The sena omuye omunyama fanu die. I think say I think something dramatic could happen to this budget. But for all intents and purposes, one thing is very clear. Say this is one budget that is very, very, very unpopular. Now, Mati Amanfo Bibre can say NDC as a omu pese omuye the government unpopular. Omu pese omuye the country ungovernable. And that is why they are kicking against the budget. But it is far from right. Look, any election year, we are far from election, about 3 years away from elections. Yembisa ya who say, since Ananado Baso, 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, we have always approved their budgets. Why is it that this time around, the NDC is kicking against the budget? And not only the NDC, but the mass people on the ground are kicking against the budget. And now we can say it is not only drivers who have concerns. Ghana Medical Association have their own problems with the government. UTAC have their running problems with the government. A whole lot of organizations, nurses, doctors, organizations be brave. And now we can say, your friend is saying NHIS, almost Omoketia and buy. NAPO for Ankasa Crown, a binum say about 6 months now, Omoketia and buy. So it is not the e-levy. Yantia, Omuntimintia, Jumayeka, Jumayafoka. Assembly Common Fund. This is Assembly Common Fund. Who go from Muse say Ombeka Chiro. Na teacher for ye, bebre no Omuntimin Kasa. Who go Kasape ye transfer. School feeding program here, ye. Kofie ekani nyama edaho. Ni nyina ka hu na adwasafo a wadwa wakotena ni baby a wodwe no ho. Omakọ ne chawa say wansambra. It's been months woja omukoye. Say omufa omu party na onu sundwe no ho. Be etu ne e din no. Ena omakọ ne chawa say yesrewa koto dwe gufom. Insanda yesayem. Ena waba onu so first one no there your bibi kan. Second one no there yendi hu chinje say that was Adwasafo. Na yesi wo your bia wonye fan of nose mask. They say they have studied her. She's not fond of nose mask. And they are separate according to what I'm hearing. They have even videos of the lady as she alighted from the car that brought her. And the Omakache Parliament said, if they want the SEPA people to come and testify, they are ready to do so. And provide all the evidence that points to the fact that the lady in question is not Adwasafo as we are being made to believe. And Imma-Adiza, I'm just praying, and I hope and pray, say, lady no, Adwasafo. But if we succeed in unmasking the lady, Mati say the head of Maslock, one lady be. Now she has been linked to be say or nuna obetina ma I think you see Bobienu program no suno. Somebody alleged that the Maslock lady nuna what's now. And for this, the lady has sued those people, including the station. Say they are dragging her into this. And for me, we should put an end to the speculation in circulation. What we should be addressing is gathering the evidence, airtight evidence that can stand the test of time to prove beyond every reasonable doubt that what we are seeing is not Adwoa Safua. That has its own implications. And Sana Yaba, the real passage of the overturning of the budget. That overturning of the budget, this is an American. Joe Osewusu cannot tell us, say, or no, or friend who say, or you're wise. And he will go and count himself as an MP and come and sit in the chair as a speaker.
As a
speaker no so also 1 year speaker. So what are you? If you are not speaker, what are you doing in that chair? Why are you ruling on what somebody said and what? Yeah, maintain say you cannot approbate and reprobate. In fact, because you cannot come on one hand and say must be signed as an MP. And then, if you are a referee, you are a referee. If you are a player, you are a player. It doesn't work both ways. Say, yeah, kind, say, answer na your best ball, no. Yeah, kind, say, a month for you, asun, 11. Who do you be join mu? I kind who say, masun as 11. Now, who we are, what's on Bejina and Finfini say, I am the referee. It doesn't work that way. You can't get it both sides. And the Imma-Adiza, Adwoa Safua issue, no, it borders on criminality. A serious one at that. And if it is established that somebody, an imposter, somebody we can describe as persona non grata, comes under the cover of COVID, infiltrate in government, connive with bunch of MPP parliamentarians, or I will say all of them, and partake in a vote that will shape the destiny of our country. This is more than serious of a crime. And
I think
in summary, no, Bibia, we ought to understand, say, or mine ye chichiri. No mine so ye chichiri no, Imma-Adiza. You are given powers to govern the people. And if you want to govern the people, you must carry the people along. And if you are doing something which is inimical to the people, they have every right to voice out their grievances, their misgivings, their protests, their criticisms, and what have you. And you must listen to them because they are not serving you, you are serving them. And so mudi baby ba na microphone, they don't subscribe to it. You ought to be sensitive and find other ways of raking in revenue. But where you are trading, the voices on the ground is saying big no to you. And you have to listen. But if you fail to listen, you will see with your eyes. I think this is a word to the wise. On that note, meda wasi se wa mami akonya wi. Na
me that's it. So je brena oba ya anya sa bia nka ye guest na ntimi enrem tie for Nokware na kenye uncle Dr. B neba nya uncle Ben neba ne mom no Razak ntimi enrem ana eja obeso masene ema ono wura mu na obeboa dwumadie nti no mesa da na se papa na me ne Razak soso yebehwe ekwan a yebefa so a yebeye na ono so atimi awura next time nti run wantimi enrem ti meda ahwefo ase mehwe obi bia ase meda obi a oje bre ehwe bre hwe Mercy Dixon Chi Bible ana Evans Dako Hilda Ua ana Hajia Bintu Mohammed ene omo ho ho keka ho meda obi bia ase se oje bre ebehwe me na me ka kire atiefo biom se na watwe senne nyankopon edom ye de kyeye ya yesan beba ni abaye nokware ni nkunimpu na ye de NDC fo na ye de omo eye nkunimpu no na ekopem se ye bewura afefofrom nti ye gibre nyankopon ma ye ahoɔden ne nkwatenten se beye a ye betimi ewuram nti Ayuba Ibrahim soso medase se wo hwɛ me na nyankopon ya adom a afefofra ye 2022 ɔde nkwakyɛ ye de a ene na mo mpa ani behwe enya asem ketewa kra nti Uncle Ben medase se oje bre na abeka ye ho nyankopon hyira obi bia o wasting the airtime because they say the airtime no ho ayedin ho asem ka ayedin pa oto one CD ani ache mienu na aban ne a service provider no na o ma de half na so eya wo dia no also ade half inti no meda obi bia sese oje bre e de hwe mi westi ne credit inti die there bia oyi free ye bia no nyankopon hye na nan inti no me mama ni ti a adehye ye woda senne nyankopon mu aye no fa ye nuru ho me pa mama bye Uncle Ben bye Ofidazi
Bye.